How would that affect the way you go into it?
I don't think it changes. If we're the favourites, we're not the favourites. It's a game of football. I think you've seen in this World Cup what can happen in 90 plus minutes. You know, there's been a few upsets, a few teams thinking that they're going to go out early doors, and you know they managed to string a couple of good results together. And that's what we just have to think. It's another game. As I keep saying, we take our hat off to them. They're the world champions. They've got the respect that they deserve because they won their last World Cup. But I can assure you that each and every one of us, whether it's the 11 that's starting or the people that come on, will not be rolling the red carpet out for them to go and perform and think it is a theatre for them to showcase their great talent. You know, we've also got great talent that I think that we need to be speaking about as well. The goals that we've scored, the clean sheets that we've kept, and we just move forward with that.
You don't see yourself as underdogs at all?
Say again, sorry?
You don't see yourself as underdogs at all as far as you're concerned?
I see yourself playing the world champions, and I see two very good teams that are going to go toe-to-toe. I don't see no outright favourite or, you know, underdog.
Okay, we've got 4 lined up, starting gentlemen.
Champions League. How do your experiences against him in the past help you when you're trying to prepare for a battle like that?
Obviously, it's always going to help because I've played against him, you know, a number of times now, as you just said, with Manchester City and PSG. But just as well as what you've just said, he's a fantastic player in great form. So it's not going to be an easy task, but it's one that, you know, as a professional footballer, you want to play against the best. And as you just said, I think he's, you know, one of the best, if not the best in the world at the minute.
You've regularly played as a centre-back.
Pressure of that.
Do I understand the focus? Of course I do. I play football, so I do understand what I need to do, and that's obviously to stop him. It's probably easier said than done, but I don't underestimate myself. As we've just said there, I've played him before, and I've come against a lot of great players, you know, in my time playing for England and also Man City and the clubs that I played for. So I have to treat it as another game. I have to take obviously extra care and give him the respect he deserves, but not too much respect because he's also playing England, and you know we can cause them problems. Okay, it's going to be a tough game, but not one player makes a team.
From the outside looking in, we speak about
a plan for that. Did it go well, and have you been using that experience to help Gareth with his strategy for the game?
I think when we've played them the 4 times in the Champions League for Manchester City, you're not just thinking about Mbappe. And I think it's exactly the same on Saturday. You're not just thinking about Mbappe. Okay, he's a tool that they've got in their armoury that's very good. But there is other good players, and we can't underestimate them players that, you know, have won big titles, won World Cups. So, okay, he's a great player. We all know that. That's why all the questions are about him. But let's not forget Giroud, who scored countless goals for France and in the Premier League. Dembele, who's, you know, for me, just as good on the other wing, and a very tricky player. And then you've got Griezmann and stuff like this, that these players can cause you a problem. So, okay, we take her out to him. He's a great player, but for me, all the questions probably shouldn't be about him. We should appreciate that we're seeing a great footballer, but there is other players as well.
Takes to bag the title after such a long wait. How do you rate your chances heading into the quarters?
We have to, as I just said there, we have to back ourselves. We have to be confident in the players that we've got, the players that have been nurtured over the last, you know, 4 years, reaching a semi-final in the World Cup, reaching a final in the Euros, and then obviously we've got to a quarter-final. Okay, we're not there, and we've not gone past what we achieved in the last World Cup or Euros, but we're on the right path in the right direction. And I think with the group of squad that we've got, the confidence is high. We're scoring goals, we're not conceding too many. So we have to be confident. But as I say, you know, Saturday's going to be a very tough game against a very good team. It's the reigning world champions, and you know we need to be right up to speed, right up to the mark, and make sure that, you know, we're singing all from the same hymn sheet to collectively win this game.
In France football, did you hear about that?
No.
He said that you are one of the rare players that made him suffer. How do you feel about what he said?
No, it's nice to hear, obviously, from a good player that he's had a good game against, a tough game against me. I don't know how to to say it even more that I feel that he's a top player. I'm not underestimating that one bit, but we're not playing tennis. It's not a solo sport. It's a team game, and I'm sure you're aware that it takes a team, you know, to win a game of football. Okay, one individual moment can win you a match, but you know, from what we've seen here, it's 90 plus their extra time, which has been a lot, and you know, anything can happen in that. So again, you know, they have to worry about us. It's not just us worrying about them.
And one more question, because we have
I think it's great for the English game. As you just mentioned, a few there with, you know, Jude being one of them that have come onto the scene and kind of, you know, they've had this courage to play for England that probably many of us didn't have when we was that age, where it's no fear, it's fearless, and they go and, you know, express themselves. I feel that we have to pay a big, you know, compliment to the manager for him allowing us to do that, and him allowing these youngsters to have the chance and go and express themselves. But I think it's also to them and their dedication to the game and how they want to, you know, obviously be the best that they can be as a footballer.
Okay, to James out of here.
National future at all? Is there a possibility this might be your last tournament with England?
No, I'm a guy that takes a game at a time. I don't really look towards the future. I can assure you now that I will go for as long as possible, as long as I feel that it's right for myself, you know, my family, and also for the nation. And if the manager thinks that's right, I feel really fit, I feel strong, I feel energetic. I still, you know, want to achieve things that I've already achieved and I still haven't achieved in football. And the hunger's still there, so I feel great. It's not going to happen, you know, anytime soon, but as again, who knows in the future what will happen. It's going to come to an end one day, isn't it?
But as you, from the way you're talking, you're thinking 2024 is very realistic. And
2024, I'm 34. As long as I'm performing well and I feel good in my body, and the manager wants to pick me first and foremost, then we'll see. But as again, I'm really not thinking, you know, too far into the future, and that's not to, you know, bypass your question. It's more, you know, game at a time, which is on Saturday, and then we'll look and see what happens from there on.
thank you.
Thank you.
Target in the game?
I feel why we've got more or less is maybe down to the tactics that we played a 5 in the Euros and the World Cup. So maybe we can control the ball a little bit better, and we've got more men further up the field with attacking minds. You know, does it help me personally? Of course, I'm used to playing, you know, with Man City and Pep, and he does like to keep the team and pass the other teams to death, really. So, listen, we try and play in our own way, but I think that we also have to take into consideration the manager's ideas here. He's got different ideas to Pep, and, you know, he'll do what he feels is best for the nation and getting the 3 points.
Hi, Walker. Rafael Honorio. Has any secret for that?
If I told you the secret, it wouldn't be a secret. So I'm going to keep the secret with me. I feel that obviously Harry and I have both played with him. Eric Dyer have played with him, you know, for a number of years, and Harry will know what to do when he comes into that position. But also Hugo will know what Harry's going to do. So I think it's a little bit of cat and mouse. The main thing is for us is to get this victory. We desperately want it. I think as a nation, we've worked really hard in the last 4 years to achieve what we want to achieve, and now, as you can see, all these people are here because they know it's going to be a fantastic game, and I think that's credit to, you know, to both nations with what they've achieved over the years.
Carl David Ornstein from The Athletic. I hope you're playing tomorrow.
And boss the world champions and play to your ultimate limit.
I think it's a great opportunity to put a stamp down and to say that we are a good team and we can achieve, you know, great things. And I think that it will ultimately give us the belief that we can actually go on and win this. I'm not saying that we don't believe, but to beat a big team like France in a quarterfinals match and the reigning world champions, you've got to take some confidence from that. Not arrogancy, but confidence. As you said, for, you know, defending or being a little bit more negative in previous tournaments, I feel that, you know, the manager makes the right call to play a 4 or play a 5. You know, no one was complaining about a 5 in defence when we reached the European final. But then all of a sudden when we get to the European final and it's probably not as attacking as what people have liked to see, then it was a bad move. So I think it's a little bit harsh to judge him on what he's done previously. I think we've moved forward from this tournament as playing as a forward and playing really good attacking football and scoring goals. So let's just go off the last game, which we won, and it was a comfortable win, I feel, and we move forward from that.
Okay, last question of this section from Joe.